Hey guys, what's going on? This is another Airsoft Dude 1 production. Today I'm going to be doing something nothing airsoft related. Today this is a review of the Griffin Survivor case for the Galaxy S3. I decided to get this case because I just got this new phone a couple months ago, and I am rough on phones, as you can see by these scratches across the top. And I wanted to get a case that would ensure that my phone is safe up until the next upgrade. My phone just vibrated, so I apologize for that. But the case is $35 on Amazon. I want to say it's a very great buy. It is very well put together, and the case, the box is really nice. On the back, it shows you all the different components of the case. It tells you what they do. On the side here, it describes that it is shock and drop resistant, vibration resistant, water and rain, or wind and rain, resistant, and sand and dust resistant. I'll show you how those play a key to the case in the future, or in the rest of this video. Now here is your belt clip. The belt clip can double as a stand for your case that can rotate for all of your different angles and whatnot. I'll show you how to put that on later. But when you want to return this to the belt clip position, you just push up on this tab. And it snaps back down with a hefty spring, and you can feel that it's not cheap. It doesn't feel super cheap. It's shiny on the inside, and then kind of a matte black on the outside. Then this little thing is the port cover right here that goes over your camera and flash. But since I take a lot of pictures with my camera on my phone here, because it is a beautiful camera, I tend to just leave this off all the time, or leave it undone and hanging, and I just took it off because I felt like I might snap it off. And it's silicone, it's the silicone, and it just has a little tab you have to push back through a hole to remount it. So now I'm going to go into the case itself. The case has many different stages. It has 3 main components, in which I will go over now. You've got your plastic shell, you've got your silicone rubber area, and then you've got your plastic screen protector. Now, this isn't one of those cases that you can remove one part and it'll still work. You need to have all the components of the case for it to work. I'm going to start with the plastic shell. Now, unlike other cases, it has a full plastic shell. As you can see here, the phone is 100% covered in plastic. So that's for your sharp, piercing. If something were to fall on it that's sharp, like a knife, it would have a harder time going through. Moving to here, you have 2 foam inserts right here and right here that absorb the blow if the phone is dropped flat. Then here is a rubber portion where this little punch out stays so that it keeps your case secure. Here's where your camera and flash would go, and this is where this part would go. It comes with it in there, so you don't have to worry about that. Then moving to here, this is where your speaker, right there, that's where your speaker is, and that covers your speaker so that you can so a little bit of water can get on it and whatnot, and it will not go through to the phone. Right here and right here are 2 ports. I'm not sure what the one on the top is for. It might also be a microphone, but the one on the bottom corresponds with the hole down here for your microphone. Now there's also that kind of mesh material in both of those so that you're still remaining semi-waterproof and whatnot. And then those, as you can see, the mesh is right there and right there. I apologize for it being a little dark, and you can clean out the mesh on the inside here. That's pretty much all on this plastic part. Then you're moving on to the silicon part, and as you can see, there are indentions cut out where the silicon can squish together when dropped. This is 15 feet, or 15 feet drop tested. So it has a much higher than falling out of your pocket or off the table distance. You can see here how it can squish together to absorb more pressure. Then you've got your tab right here, which covers your home button and whatnot. And moving on, you've got your charger port cover right here and your headphone jack cover right there. And then these are all the holes for the plastic part. Moving on to your screen protector, this has the hole right here for your silicon home button punch. And then up here you've got your speaker right here for in-voice calls and whatnot, which is also covered in mesh, so you are still remaining semi-waterproof throughout the whole process of this case. Now, to begin assembling this case, it is a rather tedious case to put together. You have to have the plastic separated from the rubber. You do not have to, but it works much better and is much faster when you do that. As you see here, you push it down into the case. There's my one team, one fight background. All the military symbols in there. Then what you're going to do is, now that your phone is in there, you can go ahead and put it into the silicon rubber. Now this portion takes a little bit of time because you have to overlap the case on all sides. Make sure that this rubber tab is all the way over for your home button, otherwise the case will not go back together. So you just lift it up on all sides here, and then once you have mostly completed that, as you can see, you've got your buttons. Now I suggest you just bring all of these over, make sure everything's good, push down your two port covers into the case, make sure everything is nice and secure. There you go. Now I would suggest wiping off your fingerprints and whatnot from the case here with some sort of microfiber. Then moving on, here is your screen protector. I like this idea a lot. This was the main selling factor for me, or one of the main selling factors for me, because it has the plastic screen protector. I do not like adhesive screen protectors, just because every time you put them in your pocket, in my experience, they always come off, and it's just very annoying having to buy a new one and worrying about your screen getting cracked, or not cracked, but scratched. And with this, you do not have to worry about that. Also, they've done it a very good way in distances. There's no air bubbles underneath it, so their measurements were very correct on this. Now, to put it together, you can see that there are two tabs on the bottom. Those line up with two holes here. Put it in at an angle, like so. Ensure that it is in both of the holes, which I'm going to take it off camera to make sure. You can peel the rubber back to make sure that it is in place, but you have to have your home spacer covered. Otherwise, it will also not go back together. So, as you can see here, it does take a little bit of time. There you go. You can see when it's flush, it's good to go. Now, as I suggested earlier, clean the screen off, clean the inside of the case off, and you should be relatively good to go. Now, I suggest starting at the bottom so it doesn't undo itself, then right here, and then on the top. Make sure they are all clicked, and then you have a case for your phone. As you can see here, it is scrolling quite nicely. There's honestly no difference, in my opinion, between it with the case on and with the case off. Actually, working with a keyboard, it seems to be better, in my opinion, just because you can hit your buttons easier. Now, flipping it over to the back, let me lock my screen out real quick. Since it's about to start raining and whatnot, because winter's rolling around, I'm going to put this case, or the port cover, back on so that I don't get water in there and whatnot if I'm out messing around. So to put it into the belt clip, if it's on your belt, slide the bottom in and then clip it over the top. There you go. That's how you should do it, and that's how it should look if it's on your belt. But if you're going to watch a movie, the bottom where the home button is, slide into the cup and then push down, click out, and there you go. Now you can watch your movie, turn on screen rotation to make sure that you can actually rotate your screen. Now, let me show you a little bit of keyboard and how well the keyboard reacts. Let's just search something real quick. You've got swipe text, and whatnot. It works quite well, and the scrolling works. As you can see, Epic Rap Battles of History, the new one came on, and the scrolling works flawlessly. The only thing that I do not like is how thick the plastic is above the rear camera, because when you go to take a picture with your camera, nope, not my gallery, my camera, when you go to do that, let's rotate my camera here and whatnot, it gets foggy. It gets kind of foggy, and I don't like how, this is my ghetto setup for taking this video. I don't like how it gets kind of foggy. It gets foggy and it blurs light. So this has been my review of the Griffin Survivor case. No, I will not be doing any drop tests for this case because this is my actual phone. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope this helped you to go out and buy it. If you'd like to see more about the case in general, search Griffin's actual channel and look up the iPhone one. That will show you some pretty good ideas of how tough the case is. So this is a real-life review of the Galaxy S3 Griffin Survivor case. Thanks for watching. Due to my busy schedule, I will not be out to an airsoft game in the next 3 weeks. But after that, I will be hopefully hitting you guys up regularly with in-game videos. I am working on my L96, and I do have some updates to come on that. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm out.